Welcome back to another episode of Please Say More with your host, Apollo P. And I am in the studio with my guest. I met him about a few weeks ago at a mutual event party and in album release party. And we got to chopping it up. He told me he did music. I told him I did interviews. And then we collabed, basically.
Yes, sir.
He goes by the name Lofsky, right?
Lofsky.
Scamway,
baby.
Okay, there we go. All right, man. So this whole conversation that I have here, well, Please Say More, it's a little different. I wanted to put something mature out into the universe.
Yes, sir.
You know, although I'm a really immature guy at times, I would like to show that I have other, facets to myself. You know, just some mature conversations.
Talk about everything.
All right, there we go. So
open book.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about, your career, and how that your career ultimately, affects, different aspects of your life in terms of, like family, friends, relationships, and then mental health and stuff.
100%.
Like all right, man, you ready to get it cracking?
Let's do it.
All right, let's start off with this. Like, growing up, what did you want to be, man?
Like super, super young as a kid, probably like a skateboarder.
Okay.
Because I'm from Newmarket, and there was this shop called Blue Tile Lounge. There was always a big skateboard community. I was always really into it. And, like, I've never been great at skateboarding. Now I'm, like, getting back into it because, like, I really want to learn how to tray flip. I've never landed that shit once. So I want to know how to do that.
What is a tray flip?
A tray flip is a 360 pop shove it with a kick flip in it.
Oh, shit.
And they're just fire. Like, Phoenix Flex and a lot of these, like, rappers, like, that's, like, I don't know, it's just a swaggy trick. It just looks super clean, like, anytime you see it. So I want to be able to do that. But, like, growing up, I always wanted to be a skateboarder. But, yeah, no, being an artist, better long term. Fuck.
So at what age did you move from skateboarding into music?
Music?
Or was it kind of like a constant transition between?
Music was just always a part of my life.
Okay.
Like, even if I didn't end up going into music, it would still have been a part of my life because my dad's been a jazz guitarist for a long time. So, like, they put me into, like, Royal Conservatory, like, playing piano when I was 3.
Yeah.
And I just always did that shit. So, piano lessons, and then, like, elementary school, I was in, like, a rock band or whatever. Yeah. And then high school, I was in, like, band, too, because it's just, like, easy credits. And then I finessed my way to just play electric bass and upright, so I could just be fried and just play bass and just, like, not have to worry about shit. But it was good, too, because I was still, like, reading music theory and stuff and learning all about that. So, like, I know music theory, and that's helped so much with engineering, because I engineer, I produce, I rap, I do everything. Yeah. And I want to get back to actually playing instruments. I haven't done that in a bit, but, like, yeah, so, like, whether or not I even wanted to go into music, it would have always just been around, like with my dad, and then I always was listening to, like, lots of music when I was younger, whether it was, like, rock, jazz, like, pop punk and shit, like, whatever, classical music. My mom plays piano and stuff, too, even though she doesn't do that for a living, so, like, it was just, it's just life.
Okay.
And then I got into rap, like, I think, like, grade 7, grade 8, my boys at the time, like, I always hung out with, like, older people, being, like, an only child and stuff. I always just, like, got along with more, like, older people and people that were always doing different things and whatever, and, like, I think it was like Jedi Mind Tricks, La Coca Nostra and shit.
La Coca Nostra?
La Coca Nostra, yeah. But, like, I listened to, like, M and, like, Big and Big L. Like, my neighbor down the street was always, like, with the shit. It's my boy Ryan. So, like, he always, like, showed me, like, a lot of, like, old school shit. And, like, Pac and Pac, Dre and everything. Like, NWA and stuff. So, like, and my cousin, too. My cousin put me on as well. But then, like, yeah, and Kanye West, too, I should say. Like, Graduation was, like, one of the first, like, albums I listened. And, like, Late Registration. Yeah. College Dropout I listened to later, but, like, yeah, that's crazy too. But yeah, and then just I got really into, like, so I was like this really super, like, skinny kid or whatever that I used to be kind of, like, geeky or whatever, but I always just, like, fucked around. I never had, like, any, like, I couldn't be serious in, like, elementary school and shit. Yeah. And then, like, I kind of became, like, super, like, geeky in, like, grade 9. And then, like, grade 10, I just kind of stopped caring about everything. And then I started making, like, rap music and stuff because of, like, probably a lot of had to do with, like, Odd Future. Yeah. Because before I was like, fuck.
Odd Future was big, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is going to listen to me? And then I listened to, like, the shit that Tyler, the Creator, was saying. I'm like, damn, like, I can do this.
He cleaned himself up, actually, over time, too. Like, he used to be a lot more, raunchy.
Yeah. I got into him when he was, like Yonkers was the first thing I saw. Yeah, and, like, when I saw Yonkers, bro, like, that shit had, like, 80K. Like, it just came out. I stumbled upon it. And I'm like, damn, like, this is amazing. And I got into all of them. And it was just great.
At the time, that was considered, like, a big video for him, too.
Yeah. That was. At the time, fuck, man. It changed a lot. Like, that was, like, high school. Like, Odd Future, Flatbush Zombies, like, Underachievers, Pro Era, that whole, like, vibe. Like, back when guys were, like, it was all, like, boom bap and shit, you know? things were different. ASAP and everything.
Did you get into that guy, Travis? What? Travis, the dude that I want to be a billionaire. No, is that? Fuck. No, yeah, the dude that said, "Sing I want to
be a billionaire."
Yeah, isn't that with Travis? He was Tiger's cousin or some shit like that.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay, what about B.O.B.?
B.O.B. I listened to him in like elementary. Yeah, I used to listen to like B.O.B. Yeah.
Okay. So, damn. So
I like most artists though. Like honestly, I'll listen to anything but country. I listen to like
that
anything.
Seems to be like, you know what? That seems to be like country is the cutoff point for a lot of people.
No diss to country music though. Like if you fuck with country music and that's like what you like to, and you know whoever enjoys whatever, like it's there for a reason. It's just like for me, like I can't do it.
Yeah.
I haven't found or old country I can do actually, like Johnny Cash and shit, and like some of this stuff from like the 30s, like the 40s, like the really like weird sort of shit that makes you, when you listen to it, it feels like you're in like Fallout 3 or something. Yeah. That's like what I think about it. Like super like old vintage music. Like I fuck with that, but like that's not something I'm gonna like listen to on a regular basis. You know.
Exactly. So well, you're in high school, right?
Yeah.
High school is when you start to figure out what do you want to be long term for your life, right?
Bro, that was not my high school experience.
That was not your
nah. Bro, my high school experience was a blur, but like where are you going with this? Yeah.
So you're obviously you got into music. Mm-hmm. You know, so what were you thinking about, all right, how am I going to make money for the rest of my life? What were those type of thoughts for yourself?
Shit, I don't know. I always had a lot of like different like family pressure and stuff. Like there's a lot of like successful people in my family, and like my parents are like educated and stuff, and like degrees and everything. So like I always felt like I had to just like do university. Yeah. But I was also like I was really into music, and I knew I wanted to do that more than anything. I always just wanted to be famous. I always wanted to like make music and just do this, because it's like the only thing that like makes me like long-term happy, you know? Like there's no better feeling than like making a song and being like, oh, that was fire. Like that's like the best high for me, better than anything. So like I was doing that, and then but like doing well in school, and like I don't know, a lot of different like angles. I thought I was gonna go into like business or some shit, and then by the time that I finished high school, I went to Ryerson for like a media program, just because like I thought like I'm like, oh well, it's just like what you do. Like you finish high school, you just go to like university, whatever, it'll be fine. Yeah. I didn't want to do this shit, but like yeah.
You just went there.
So that was a red flag. Like I wanted to go to audio school, but I thought it was like too much of a risk. Yeah. And then I ended up like dropping out from the Ryerson media program, and then I ended up in audio school anyway. Yeah. So it would have been smarter just to go straight to that. But who cares, you know?
So what type of pressure would you say that you were going through in terms of like picking out a career for yourself, knowing that you were way more passionate about being in music? Were you kind of like?
I've always had a lot of pressure.
Were you scared though? Like
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
Does that fear still hit you right now?
I'm just like a really ambitious person. Like I always want more. Mm-hmm. I'm never satisfied with anything, which is a good and a bad thing. You know. Yeah. I always like, and I think that like, so like the darker parts of myself, like the addict side or whatever, or however you want to like word it. I don't want to like label myself, but like I always want more, and I'm never satisfied with like what I have. But I'm very grateful for what I have, but like I always want to do more. So like I was always worried that like shit, like am I gonna do what I want? Like how am I gonna explode with music? How is this all gonna work out? How am I gonna be able to feed myself? Yeah. You know, everything.
That's an internal battle,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, like
would you call? I don't want to say this. Well, will you call yourself insecure in terms of not being able to actually step out and say confidently, this is what I want to do without thinking back? Is like, you know what? Let me just have a.
I think before.
Before
100%. Now, nah. Mm-hmm. Now I'm just finishing. Like it's kind of funny. So like fast forward to now. Like now I'm finishing a degree in journalism, and I don't want to do journalism at all. Like I'm not passionate at all. I easily could, but there's not enough money into it. And like nothing makes me more happy than music. Yeah. So I'm just doing this, and I don't care. And I know it's gonna work out. Yeah. I'm on.
Side note about journalism. I remember watching, listening to Cool Mules. It's a podcast, and they were doing it on Saba P. And he was talking about, hey man, working at Vice. Yeah. You didn't really get a lot of money, but you got paid in coolness.
Is he good now? I know his story. Like you know what happened, right?
He's doing years.
Oh yeah, he's locked up.
He's
still?
locking up. Yeah. He's locked up. He's doing years.
Yeah, he went buck.
Yeah, man.
That's an interesting story.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great story. Great podcast story. I watched. I listened to it, and I was like, damn, this guy's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It made me actually like him.
Hey, man. Everyone's got. I'm open-minded with anybody, you know.
Yeah.
I'll listen to anyone talk within reason.
Oh yeah, within reason.
Within reason.
Yeah. I'm always one of those type of guys that. I listen, but I'm skeptical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
skeptical,
sure.
But
100%. Yeah. Everyone's always talking shit. Yeah. That's why fact checking is so important, bro. People don't fucking fact check, man.
None. They don't do no fucking fact check.
You look at a story, you think it's the truth, bro. Like I don't know, man. That shit blows my mind.
Yeah.
That shit blows my mind.
You know, they say common sense is not too common.
Facts.
Yeah, man. So, all right. So as you graduate, you're in Ryerson. You know,
I'm in Ryerson now.
Dropped out.
Yeah. And I was I was just like fucking my life up, living in my boys. I was making a lot of music then, but I had like no vision. Honestly, like a lot of my old music up until I'd say like even like 2017, like a lot of the 2018 shit, like I can't listen to that music, bro. I cringe so hard. Oh, wow. It fucking kills me. I was so bad. Like now, like I'm confident in my shit. Yeah. I'd say from like end of 2018 to now, it's like that's when like I started like snapping more, and like now I know what I'm doing, and I just keep like progressing and stuff. But like a lot of my shit, I can't even listen to. Bro.
Yeah, you found your foot in the music, your sound, your image.
Yeah. I made a lot of mistakes. A lot of like really big mistakes, but like it's all good.
You want to speak on those mistakes or a little bit? Or
sure. I got a manager that I shouldn't have, and like he was like charging me, so like he ended up scamming me, you know.
That seems like something.
Yeah, he ended up scamming me, that manager. But it's all good. Karma's a bitch, bro.
Yeah,
it's coming for him.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I don't even want to say his name. It's not worth it.
No, don't.
Not worth it at all.
Yeah,
exactly. And then like I invested. There's nothing wrong with investing in features, and that shit's sick. Yeah. But like I invested too early, and I spent a lot of money when like I wasn't good enough. Like I should have waited a bit more. But I mean, you don't want to play too much with like this shoulda, woulda, coulda, or whatever. But like, yeah, I think that like a lot of the money that I spent early on back in like 2015 when I was working with like Chicago artists and stuff. I don't know if you know like Palmer Squares, Prob Cause.
Some Marcus Wiley or some shit like that. I don't even know Wiley.
No, I don't know him. I did. You know, Self-Titled actually from Jedi Mind Tricks, Army of the Pharaohs. Self-Titled. He's hard, bro. I worked with him, and like I was shit back then. Like now I would have done that record like dirty, but like back then I was trash. So like I invested like too early. But like I've also like worked with a lot of cool people. Like Speak, I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's this Latino rapper from California, LA. He used to be like Vince Staples' roommate and shit.
For real?
He's a very interesting guy, and like I've like done like performed with him and shit, and worked with him and stuff. So like that's cool. I've worked with a lot of like interesting people. Yeah.
Early on too.
Early on, back when I was shit. You know what's funny? Actually, the song, like my biggest song right now, it won't be long term, but like at the moment, it's Trust Nobody with Mick Jenkins and Lucky. Yeah. And Lucky, I think I told you, I got that verse. He sent it to me in 2015. Yeah. Before the first time I went to rehab. So I was in like a huge like. I was not myself. Actually, it was super weird, bro. I was moving weird back then. He ended up like blocking me on Twitter and shit. So like, yo, like, when you eventually see this, like, I know eventually like we'll probably be like chilling or whatever. It's like it's whatever. Yeah. Because like I'm more mature now and shit. Yeah. But like
tweaking off of what, man?
I was on a lot of Xans like every day from like when I woke up.
Were you spazzing out on people?
What do you mean? No, I just was on drugs, bro, and like I just was like kind of impatient and shit, and like worried that I was gonna finesse, because like a lot of his music's about finessing and shit. Yeah. So I reached out to him. I guess I was kind of like annoying or whatever, and like I met him at a show one time. I met Saba that night too, Saba Pivot, and that was cool.
Yeah, Saba Pivot's nice.
Yeah, he's nice. He's sick. Like he's a good dude, but his music's like incredible. Yeah. I really fuck with Saba. But anyway, like so, I got that verse from him, and I ended up actually putting out a song, like, or 2 different songs with that verse. But like I couldn't even find that, like, all those were taken down so long ago. Yeah. And then back in 2018, I was thinking, I'm like, damn, like his verse was actually cold, like, and now I can make beats. Like I'm doing all this shit myself. So fuck, like I'm gonna try to find that verse somewhere in my email and make a beat around it. So I did that. I made a beat like specifically for it, so it opens with him, and then I was like, damn, like, and I worked with Mick like before too. I got a feature from him the second time I went to, it's kind of funny, bro. The second time I went to rehab or whatever, and like he was like cool about it and like understood when I couldn't like get back to him. They were like letting me reply to like emails and shit on like their computer and whatever. It was dope. Yeah. So like I reached out to him again. He did a hook on it. So like it was kind of funny because like when the song came out or whatever, like I got a lot of support from like Spotify, shout out to Spotify, Elevator, Hot New Hip Hop and whatever. And like when anyone was writing about this shit, they thought I was just the producer because I'm like the middle verse. So I was like, even kind of like the feature on my own song, but it was like cool because like that's like still sort of like a placement. You know what I mean? Like you know the word placement, right? Yeah. Like when someone like produces a record for a bigger artist, and like I've always been like, I've really fucked with those artists for like a long time. So like I rapped on it too, but like I produced it, and I hope to produce for a lot of other like big artists and shit. So long story, but like yeah.
No, I like it. It all goes into your career story. Yeah. Right. So were you producing? Okay, we went through a lot. Let's bring it back. So you got to work with a lot of people, but you musically you call yourself trash.
I was trash, bro, and I was on a lot of drugs, and I just didn't have my shit together. But everything happens for a reason, bro.
Yeah. So you're actually like vocal artists at the time, or were you producing?
I kind of made beats, but they weren't great. But like I mainly just rapped.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So at the time you were working with like a really cool people, real people that had some clout.
Too early.
Yeah. Too early.
Too early.
Damn. How'd you get it? Were you paying for verses?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're invested early.
Yeah, I was investing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's good. It's good that you did that.
Yeah.
But you yourself as an artist weren't refined enough to to where you could actually where those features could actually be useful to you.
Facts.
Okay.
Like if that money was spent now, different story. Yeah. So it's all good. You learn.
Okay. And then during your time of rapping and stuff, when did you start to pick up engineering and producing or making beats?
Well, like I'd always record roughs and shit at home.
Okay.
And like even in like high school or whatever, I just used to mix my own stuff. Like I wouldn't call it mixing. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But then like I went to audio school, I learned a lot more shit, and I've also like hung out with like other engineers and producers that I respect that have showed me and like put me on more and stuff. And like now I just do everything myself. Yeah. So I record everything at home. Using my Apollo, and I've got a solid mic, so I do that. I have a full studio set up. Yeah. Hit me up if you want sessions. You already know. Good rates. Yeah. And so I do all that from home, and then I just usually what I do, like I mean, like if people send me beats, that's dope. I'm like, I like people that send me beats and shit, but like usually most of the time I just like whip up something super quick, and then I just hop on it like immediately. I try not to think about it too much. Sometimes I'll write, sometimes I won't. And I'll just fuck around with like melodies and stuff and just play around until something works and then just go from there.
Okay.
All
right. So we got that chunk. So investing early inside your career. Yeah. Things didn't pan out the way that, you would obviously hope it would.
No. Yeah. I could honestly I should probably, if I didn't go back to university and I had moved a lot differently. Yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those things that like, it's easier to see things like 2020, right?
Yeah. Hindsight's always 2020.
Hindsight's always 2020. Like fresh out of high school or whatever, if I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do drugs, and I had like really, really worked on my skills. If I was at like this point then, I'd be on for sure. I'd have exploded already. Or like if I had like moved to LA or some shit, but it's whatever. Yeah. It's coming.
Okay.
It's all good. But like at the end of the day, like the more shit that you go through, and like I have like kind of an interesting story, I think. Yeah. I'm not a cocky guy, but like there's just a lot of shit that's happened.
I'm interested already.
There's a lot of shit that's happened in like my pretty short life so far. So
how much money did you invest into features and getting yourself into?
I don't even want to say right now.
God,
I've spent a lot of money in features.
Yo, upwards.
I'm not worried about like
upwards 20,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
I spent over 20,000 on features for sure.
Wow.
I've made money back, but like not all of it's profit, obviously. But like yeah, man. Like at the end of the day, everything's expensive. Yeah. It's all good. It's all going to pay off later. Like I said, I made mistakes. I learned from it. Now when I invest in features, and I still do. Yeah.
As you should. I don't see why people make it like an issue not to invest in the feature.
Oh, some people are just insecure, bro. Yeah. They just hold themselves back. They're like, oh, I'm not going to invest in or like you don't want like it. Some people think it's like a weird look or whatever. I don't know. At the end of the day, bro, everyone's always going to say something. Yeah. I don't care about what anybody thinks, man. Exactly. I'm in this for me. Like I know what I want to do. I like my music. I like what I'm working on. Yeah. I just keep going. Fuck what everybody else thinks. It's, at the end of the day, man, like, I just want to leave enough shit so, like, when I'm not here, there's stuff for other people to go through. Like, how I have with, like, a lot of, like, artists that, like, I really was into that passed away and shit. Yeah. You know, like, Mac was a huge influence on me. I don't think I sound like Mac Miller, but, like, huge influence.
Yeah. In terms of, like, he was doing work-wise, music-wise.
Everything. Yeah. And a lot of the shit he said, too, like, the bars and stuff, I've related to so much in his interviews and everything, too. Like, yeah, I have friends that have other connections and shit that have met him and stuff and like that, and I've seen him like live or whatever, and yeah, just dope.
Yeah, man, R.I.P. Mac Miller, man.
Rest in peace.
Same age as me.
Legend.
Man. Yeah,
legend.
I'm not going to dispute that. I remember listening to Best Day Ever. I think that was the mixtape right after Kids.
Yeah.
And I saw him because he was on the 2011 freshman cover.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Mac.
When he's doing his ciphers and shit.
Yeah, Mac was nice. That's when I fell in. Not to say fall in love, but that's when I was like, Mac is nice. Kendrick is nice. I'm messing with YG. Meek Mill was on that. Big Crit was on that. And then other people that fell to the wayside.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those are the people I look at as like, damn, those are like really like the shine. a shining artist that really showed and proved over the years.
100%. Huge maturity. Maturity. Yeah, it's crazy.
So during your time of pursuing your career in music and your passion, how many times did you feel like giving up?
All the time.
All the time.
I don't feel that way anymore, but I've been through a lot of shit, like mental health issues.
Yeah.
I have like bipolar 2. I've got like OCD, depression. I mean, it seems like everybody has anxiety, but like I've always had anxiety issues and shit too. And then I had addiction problems as well.
Oh shit.
So like I had a lot of stuff I was dealing with, but at the same time, you know,
all that shit kind of put like a really a tough to your career, a hurdle in front of your career.
I guess, but like it's kind of a blessing, bro.
Why do you say that?
I think like, okay, this is kind of like, this might sound sort of weird or whatever, but like I was always a very like selfish person, and I never really wanted to change or like be a better person at all. And I think like until I hit like a part where like the reason I went to rehab the second time was because I almost died in like 3 times in a week, which is kind of a red flag, you know. So like,
I mean, almost dying one time is the red flag.
Yeah, my plug at the time told me he thinks that I have a problem.
Yo, your plug had a conscience.
Yeah. Shout out him. So like, yeah, bro,
That's
but like
good,
life's good, man. I've been sober for a while.
Yeah.
And
you want to talk on
sure. Like I said, I'm an open book, bro. And like at the end of the day too, like little shit like this or whatever, you know, you never know like who's listening, who's going through stuff or whatever. But at the end of the day, like I think that if I hadn't like hit a really like fucked up part of my life where like I was gonna die, I don't think I would have ever wanted to change or like be like spiritual at all or try to like improve myself or whatever. And like everything that's positive happening today is like 100% because of that, like because of sobriety.
Do you feel like you were, all right, well, let's get into it. Why were you, I guess, taking drugs or abusing drugs, as they would say?
Man, like a lot of different reasons. I think like wanting to explore, I've always wanted to do different things. Been like kind of like, I'm sort of an adrenaline junkie, but not. I've always been like a risk taker.
Okay. You
know, I've never been able to like, if people say don't do that, I'm always going to do that. I've always had a really addictive personality. That goes with anything I do. Like I can get addicted to anything. Yeah. So I've just been like that. And then just like high school, people that I fucked with, like the music I was listening to, everything. Yeah. I won't blame it on anything. Just like at the end of the day, like it is what it is. It's just like my personality.
Would you say you're running from anything when you're doing drugs, or
100%, bro? Okay. That's what it turned into. Like it used to be fun, and then like very quickly I got hooked, like super quickly, because like I didn't want to deal with like a lot of problems and shit. Like bad memories and like insecurities, that's a big thing. Pain. I always used to like, I've always kind of been the person, because like when I was little and shit, I used to get bullied and stuff. So like, I learned like, you know, like you hear shit about like coping mechanisms or whatever. So like I used to push everything down and like not really show emotions. So like drugs help do that, right? So like I never really did, even when I was like socially doing drugs and whatever and drinking and everything, like it's never been like a social thing, you know, for me. Like, cause like I would do stuff by myself. Like I would go through a bunch of blow or like pills or psychedelics or whatever by myself. I've never had like self-control with that shit. Yeah. So I know. And like now I'm very like comfortable or whatever. Like, and it comes up like every time I like chill with somebody, they're like, oh, you want to have a beer? You want to smoke weed or blah, blah, blah. It's just like, yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I'll die.
So you honestly, you've taken upon yourself. So, all right. Let me start from here.
Yeah.
You taken upon yourself to focus on your sobriety.
Yeah.
You saying no.
Well, I mean, I don't even really look at like that. Actually, like I don't even take credit for my sobriety. This is gonna sound like super weird.
Yeah.
People think I'm like religious. I'm not religious, but like basically like some like older people, I can't really get into it, put me onto this idea that like, you know, up until like a certain point or whatever, like a lot of my decisions and things like I made myself, and like I couldn't get myself sober. So like I came under this idea. That like I follow, like, so every day, like in the morning I pray for like to whatever it is, the universe. I don't really know. I call it God, but like I don't know what the fuck it is. Yeah. I don't go to church or do whatever, but like I just ask for like whatever the fuck's out there to like help me stay sober today. And I say thank you at night. Been doing that over 4 years and it's worked.
Okay.
And like I attribute everything positive in my life to that.
Okay.
To like whatever the fuck's out there. Like the universe is just blessed, like if you're tapping in, you know? And like I do the same kind of thing with anything that I'm like struggling and like going. If I'm nervous about something, like not this interview, I felt like super chilling on the way here or whatever, but other interviews, like job interviews, whatever, anything that I'm struggling with, I just like take a moment, ask for some help. And I say thank you too. Like I feel like thanking like whatever the fuck's out there is just like so important.
Gratitude.
being
You
grateful.
made gratitude. Okay.
Gratitude's very important. Yeah.
So I'm glad that you mentioned that. You said you made gratitude your attitude, or thanking what's out there. I guess let's talk about your mental health. I think you mentioned that you've gone through a lot.
Yeah.
So and you said you had bipolar, anxiety.
I'm off meds now.
You're off meds.
And like it's working. It didn't work for a long time, but like now I'm like I'm so happy I'm off meds. Yeah.
So how was it like? Let's dive into that because I feel like
100%. Like I said, I'm down to talk about whatever, bro.
I feel like there's a lot of people that could really either relate with you or take from what you know.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So I guess what was the first instance where you felt like you dipped in your mental health, like depression, or maybe you
super young.
I've
always had issues with that shit. I just didn't know what to call it. And then when I got older, whatever, and like I'd have periods of mania, and like I've always been very like impulsive and different issues or whatever, especially like too like when you're, and then like teenage years, like that's when like things develop more. Like I was misdiagnosed too. Like I have OCD. I can't speak too much on that because like that one's like a bit more personal, and like I can't really talk about OCD too much. That's like a very misunderstood thing. But like I will say just this though, like for anybody that has it or doesn't know about OCD, like OCD is not oh man, I like to just clean my room, like everything's got to be so clean. Like nah, it's like torture. It's like things like in your head or whatever that you're like trying to like escape from or whatever, so you get these like coping mechanisms, these rituals to try to not think about it. I'd have shit like flying through my head like all the time or whatever. I didn't even know I had OCD. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know what my intentions were. Actually, that's the reason why I ended up losing my license back in like 2016, right before I went to rehab. I can't even I'm not gonna say like right now like what I said or whatever, but like I was back, like I've been to like a lot of different like psych wards and hospitals and seen like all kinds of mental health professionals and stuff, and like I said something that you shouldn't and like I didn't know if I was actually like suicidal or not, but like I wasn't, but I just couldn't tell like what was going on in my head.
So you never had suicidal thought? Not to say never.
Oh, I did.
You did?
Yeah, even like when I was little, like when I was 7, I don't know if I actually would have done it, but like I got locked up in a psych ward for 2 weeks in like grade 4.
Damn.
Because I was reaching for a knife because I was bullied really badly, and I thought I was gonna kill myself. I don't think now, like as an adult looking back on that, I don't think I would have. But like, you're not supposed to feel that way, like you know what I mean?
Not whatsoever.
But like that also just comes down to like different issues that I always had, like insecurity and shit.
Damn. So you were bullied a lot for what? Just your stature, or is it?
I guess it's like I was like super sensitive. Yeah. I'm less sensitive now, but like I always used to be like really sensitive, so that makes you an easy target. Yeah. Like being scrawny and shit. Yeah.
Damn. So how did you kind of just wait that out, or did the bullying? Did you just fight back?
Yeah, kind of basically. Like it ended up stopping when I switched schools.
Okay.
And then like by grade 8, I became a bully. And then I stopped that. It's kind of weird how it flipped. I feel like that happens for a lot of people, though.
Did you grow up, like, taller?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just became more of a dick. Yeah. I wanted, like, some control and shit. Yeah. There's always, like, issues. I mean, like, the same with every bully, bro. There's, like, they're taking out their problems on other people. Yeah. So, like, that's what, like, that was. It was elementary school. Like, it's all good. I think he's fine. Yeah. I've like since like apologized to him like in high school and shit. Like I think I like made an amend to him. Yeah. I hope that dude's like all good. Yeah.
You never really know how damaging you damage someone's psyche is until you get older, right?
Yeah.
And you start to see like the foundations of like how you broke him as a little adolescence.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, shit's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you still have like remnants of like insecurity from when you were
I think like it'll always be something that's there. Yeah. I think everybody has insecurity, bro. Yeah. Like it's different like self-consciousness and shit, but like I just try to push through and just like at the end of the day like I'm a decent dude. Yeah. I like meeting new people, I like working and shit. Like I really have nothing to feel bad about. Exactly. So like, but like sure like I get in my head and stuff and different issues that I deal with and whatever, but fuck, man. You like I have life. I got to step up to the plate every day, bro.
So you spoke about going to rehab twice, right?
Technically 3 times, but I'd only call it twice because like the third so it was like one time I went for 30 days and then they give you like a week free kind of thing if you want to go back. Basically like if you fuck up. Yeah. And then I went to another rehab. Okay. So like technically 3 times, but it's like twice.
Okay. Yeah. And then during those two occasions that you went, how was tell me about the first one.
The first one?
Yeah, was it?
The first one I went when I was 19. Okay. I'm 24 now. The second time I went when I was 20. And so the first time I went, like, I was pretty immature. I was way too focused on still, like, my external life rather than my internal. It's all about the internal. Yeah. So, like, I still didn't know who I was. Like, I know who I am now, right? But, yeah, like, there's, like, this old interview. Like, I cringed so hard when I watched that shit when I was 19. And I was talking about, like, sobriety and whatever. And, like, bro, I was so full of shit. I hadn't changed at all. Like, it's all about changing. I didn't change anything. So, like, inevitably I relapsed. But, like, I was lucky I didn't fucking have a seizure that time because I was coming off a lot of fucking Zans and shit, and like you're supposed to like detox. Like I didn't do the detox thing, and the second time I didn't do that shit either. That was dumb as well.
Damn. So and the second time you went out, you said you had a scare. What 3? You almost died 3 times in 1 week. Which
3.
Which is a big red flag.
Yeah.
Was that kind of like the oh shit? Let me get my life together. Was that?
Yeah, it was like I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, like knowing and like it's true, bro. Like I mean, I can say it like very comfortably. Like if I go back, like I'm dead, 100%. That's just like how I am. During that levels up.
During that time as well, like who did you have any like what was your support system like in terms of
good
weaning off of like drugs?
Oh, my support system was like has always been good, bro. But I just like if I'm not doing the work, then it all comes back to me.
Exactly. What about your friends at the time? Were they kind of like implicit in were you doing drugs?
Nah,
like,
it's my decision.
Okay.
Like what it doesn't like that's just how I am though, bro. Like if I'm gonna make a decision to like destroy my life, has nothing to do with anybody else. It's on me. Okay. It's always been like that. All right. Every bad decision.
Do you feel like you were doing drugs to kind of help fuel the creative rosity of music, or
not really. I mean, if anything, like it's had a lot of detriments. Okay. There were times that like it kind of helped, but not really. Mm-hmm. It was just something that I just did every day, and then like music was part of that. Yeah. But like for me, I know like with some people it helps inspiration and shit like that, but for me, not really. Okay. More detrimental.
In terms of like you now pursuing music, I know that everyone has like markers in their life in terms of goals and what they perceive as success. Mm-hmm. What have you hit those markers or
not yet?
Not yet.
I know where I want.
Has anything happened that kind of like really made you solid in what you're doing?
I mean, I'm on 6 Buzz today. Yeah. Shout out 6 Buzz. Hydrate visual out now. Yeah. You already know. I got more visuals on the way. I got a lot of big records on the way. So, yeah. Like I think like getting on like the playlist or whatever with Trust Nobody was like kind of a big moment for me. Yeah. And like getting on like a lot of blogs that like I fucked with like Elevator. I always wanted to be on Hot New Hip Hop, so that was cool. And like working with different people and stuff like that, like working with bigger artists.
So you've done stuff that kind of reassured you what you were doing was making sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like seeing in like my boy Bowsy that I live with, like that's my dog, and I'm producing for him. Like so, he's got an EP, he's got a single coming out called 41. That's coming out in on the 30th, it's September 30th, so 3 days. And he's got an EP coming out. We've got a joint EP coming out in November. We have a song with Castro from Come Down. I just did a song with Rajan, and I'm also trying to line up some other shit right now too. I got another big visual coming out soon. So like, just putting the pressure on, bro. Yeah, man. I know I'm gonna be up. This is all I want, you know.
There we go. I like that.
But I'm not like I'm happy with how much I've grown, but like I never pat myself on the back and I never take credit for anything. Okay. I'm just happy to be here. Yeah. And I just want to get to like get to the top, get a lot of money and shit, and just like yeah. Yeah, man. Money won't make me happy, but I like making money.
You know what they said? I think there's like a stat they say about if someone's making about $72,000 a year, that is optimal amount of money someone's gonna make.
70 to 100?
No, like 72K.
72K
a year.
Yeah,
that is optimal happiness that money will bring you.
Okay.
Anything after that
it's like excess. Yeah. Makes sense. I can see that. Mm-hmm.
I want to see if let me see if I get 72K. See how happy I get.
Yeah.
If that's optimal happiness. So now that you're doing music and everything like that, obviously there's other things that come into play in terms of like your career, and obviously showcasing that this is what you're going to do. So how did family feel about you pursuing music?
They've always been supportive. Okay. They wanted me to finish the degree, and they still want me to get it done, so it's going to get done. Boom. Okay. Out of the way.
So once you get out of the way, they're like 110% for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've always been in my corner.
That's good.
My parents are the best.
Yeah.
Gang.
Some people don't have that same thing. They have to kind of like prove their parents wrong.
Nah. I love my parents. They've always been hella supportive.
That's good.
They're amazing.
In terms of like friends, did you feel like friends were supportive of what you're doing, or did you kind of have to?
Yeah, I've always had like people in my corner and shit, but like there's also been a lot of people that weren't fucking with me and now they're fucking with me.
Yeah.
And it used to bother me, but now it's like, no, I'm just better.
Yeah. So
it's all good.
Okay, speak on that, because I think I share, if I see what the direction you're gonna go with that, I think I share the same type of thing with you.
I think like I've proved myself to myself now.
Yeah.
So like I can understand from another perspective like why some people wouldn't have been rocking with me. Like when I look back on like the shit I was doing in high school and like after, like shit, I used to take it personally when people weren't fucking with me, but like I wouldn't have been fucking with me.
Exactly.
So like I guess I'm just like more mature now and self-aware. And I'm like, and I really work at this shit like every day. So like I know what I want to do. It's not about, at the end of the day too, like ultimately like external validation and placements and everything and like a lot of like the so-called like success that I want to achieve is cool and shit, but like ultimately like music's for me. Like if I make a song or whatever and like some shit like I make that I really like, but I don't think that it's gonna do well, so I might not put it out, but it's still for me. Yeah. So that's the most important thing. Like external is like whatever. Okay. It's all about like at the end of the day how I feel it. Like it's a selfish thing, but like it's important. Like I have to really be fucking with something. Yeah. You know?
Oh, I totally agree with you. So how do you feel like in terms of like as your name starts to get bigger and you start to do more collaborations with bigger artists? And,
that's what I'm trying to do.
And well-known artists. Yeah. How do you feel in terms of people introducing yourself to other people or people introducing themselves to you? Because I know that, check this out. I know that artists or other people in creative fields, they feel a little apprehensive about, talking to people because they don't know about what the other people's intentions are. You know?
I understand that. Me, not really, bro. Like, at the end of the day, everyone has motives. I'm just trying to work with everybody. I don't care.
So you're not necessarily apprehensive against like,
No, I like talking to people even like, and I'm used to like getting different rejections or whatever. People like me, like what we said earlier, like what Fabio said, if they don't love you now, if they're hating now, like they just don't love you yet. They will. Yeah. People like, people that aren't fucking with me yet, they will be. They'll be fans. And if they're not, that's cool. Yeah. There's a lot of artists that like I respect as people that maybe I don't listen to their music. Yeah. I don't have a problem with anybody. I just do my thing. Exactly. I want to work with everybody. I want to grow. And like, even if I'm not, I don't have to be rapping with them. I produce, I mix, whatever. Yeah. I just want to always be involved in the process. Cause like, that's another reason why I'm so happy I got into producing, because like, I can't rap forever, but I can always make beats. I can always be in the studio. I can be some like fucking like 50-year-old with like, what year will that be? I don't even know. But like, like yeah, some shit like that, So like I always want to be doing, like, no matter what I'm doing until I'm dead, I gotta be making music. Otherwise, I'll just be miserable. I can't do any other way.
Exactly.
It's just the way.
That's a. All right. So would you correlate you having a stable life and everything being on the up and up correlate to having a very stable career?
No,
you wouldn't.
No, I don't think so. I mean, like, look at a lot of people that have had like very like amazing careers, like had like super unstable lives and die early. So I don't think the two. It depends too, like inspiration. Like a lot of people, like think about how many good songs come from like heartbreak and shit. Like a lot of the music I make now, I can produce for like whoever. So if they want to make shit that's like more emotional and raw, dope. Like Bowsy talks a lot more about like different feelings and shit. Like for me, like a lot of the stuff that I make is like flex music. Yeah. Just like shit that just like amps me up. I just talk my shit. I'm not gonna say some of the stuff I talk about right now, but like,
go check it out.
Just listen, bro. Just listen. This vibe. But like, yeah. Fuck. What was I saying? Yeah. No. Like, so a lot of the stuff that I make, like, I like to make music that makes me pumped up when I feel like depressed and shit. When I start getting in my head, when I'm not feeling myself, and then like it'll be like 2 a.m. or something. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay. I'm just like vibing out by myself, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like, yeah, I'm doing this shit. I'm feeling this. All right, cool. Like that's the kind of stuff that I like to make, because like for me, like I already like talk about like my stuff and the different things going on in different therapeutic sessions enough that I feel like I don't always have to do that in music. I feel like I used to make like sadder stuff and shit. I feel like that's not really like my bag. I'm down to write that for other people, like whenever, and always like talk about different things and shit like that. But
would you feel like you're not there musically? You don't want to take yourself there yet?
Not even. It's just like I feel like I'm just better at like when I'm talking shit. Yeah. When I'm like more like confident and stuff. I feel like my music's just better, and like I prefer it that way. Yeah. And, right now.
Yeah. So that type of music is also.
I always try to throw in like some like darker shit that like people like won't really catch, like unless you like know me or like my story kind of thing. I'll have like one line or whatever about how like I used to like be messed up on drugs or some shit, or like was ruining my life, or I don't know, just like different like or like say something about like bipolar disorder or like whatever, something like that's like really personal, but like you wouldn't know unless you know, kind of thing. Okay. They're like Easter eggs. Damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you drop that inside the
just
music.
Drop it. Hide it in the recipe. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. So in terms of like, for me, and for other people, I always ask this question.
Yeah.
All right, as you have your head, working, you're just happy to be here in terms of working, putting out music, putting out content, building relationships. How does it feel in terms of with dealing with women?
With women?
Women?
What about it?
Romantic relationships. Do you feel like that stuff is not for you at the moment because you are too focused
Oh, man. That's a whole nother thing. Yeah. I feel like I've always just been bad in relationships.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, that's a whole other thing. Like, I feel like that'll come, like, at the right time. There's definitely been problems in past relationships because of how much time I need to do this. And then I'd say there's been problems with music when I've been like focusing too much on that and not making music. It's such a tough balance.
Yeah.
But I feel like, anyone that I hang out with now, like they know that I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's cool.
Hey man, I've been dropped by plenty of women just
because you're pursuing this shit.
Yeah, and it's just at the time it's like maybe they're just not stimulating. I might be around them, and they don't really.
Hey man, like if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If they're all like at the end of the day, like if I'm gonna lock in with somebody, like they got to be the ride or die. That person that's gonna be there like through thick and thin, whatever's good.
One of my other homies, we were speaking on it, and he was like, "Man, I could have like a bad bitch in my hotel sitting there butt ass naked. I'm just so not into like just pursuing women at time. I wouldn't even touch her." And I was like, "Facts."
What do you mean?
Like,
I don't understand that at all.
The concept of just the availability of just having someone just right there at your fingertips, and not being interested in them at all. Just a really badass chick, and I'm not even gonna touch her. I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't feel that way at all. I'm in that situation for sure. I'm down. I'm always down to chill.
I pull up to the hotel, man, and I see some butt ass, chick on my bed. Yeah, you already know it's popping. Lofsky's getting it popping, bro. But so that's what I usually ask. Just because when it comes to this, right?
Yeah.
People don't want to, miss a step. Pivot for the sake of, the flesh, And that's why I always ask that, because certain people kind of just block off that romantic.
Just to focus on this.
Yeah. You never heard of, I don't know this.
I feel like everything, like, this is how I look at it. Like, maybe this is kind of fucked up, but, like, I feel like when I'm in this headspace, I like to mess with people a lot. Yeah. Not, like, in a sick way, but, like just like casually like joke around or whatever with Uber drivers and different things, people in my life or whatever. So like when I look at everything as like material, like good or bad, like, and I try to make things funny even when they're not in my head, then like life's good and shit. So like I try to approach like, okay, so like let's say I get the girl, material. We do whatever, material. We don't do whatever, material. She tells me to fuck off, material. We break up, like bad things happen, material. Like maybe really bad things happen, material. Gets a job, doesn't get the job, like gets a placement, doesn't get a placement. Buddy, someone tries to like set me up or something. That's material, like whatever,
It's all content.
It's all content.
Oh, that's
everything is content.
That's crazy.
Everything is content.
I look at the same thing. I've been on a string of like bad dates.
Oh shit.
I'm on the Hinge app, and so I was dating girls off the Hinge app, and a lot of them were not looking like themselves in the picture. So I'd pull up, I'll be pulling up like, what the fuck, and then
I've been there, bro. Yeah, trust me.
And there's been a lot of one and dones, right? And not even like I smash or nothing. It's like I pull up.
Yeah. And then you're like,
I'm not. Yeah, you're not gonna see me again. What the fuck? Yeah, You don't look like nothing like. I liked you because of your pictures. You don't look nothing like that in real life. You know what I mean? It's like, that type of shit. Mm-hmm. And I look at that as content.
That's content.
It's content.
That is content.
I
100%.
make fun of myself because of that.
It's whatever, bro. Yeah. It's just it is what it is. Move on.
Yeah,
it's all good.
That's how it is. So in terms of where you at mentally right now?
Like in a good place, bad place? Is that what you mean? I'm in a great place, bro.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get better at my craft and grow and keep moving forward, keep doing more and more creative things. Yeah. Lots of like different things I don't want to talk about yet. They're like different things that we're trying to start and stuff like that, and visuals and content, and man, life's good, bro. Yeah. I'm happy.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that, because a lot of people sometimes they're not in a great space, or they're still trying to rebuild what they have was taken from them years prior. Mm-hmm. But I like when I hear people that are in good spaces. Yeah. Because
it's a day-to-day thing for me, for sure. Fluctuates, but right now, I'm in a great space today.
And I really like it coming from you. is what I'm saying. Well, not to say I'm saying that right now.
Yeah.
Because what you have just told me about your life and a lot of the downs and ups and downs, and for you to say that, it really shows that no matter how dark the tunnel is,
just keep going, bro.
Yeah, you gotta keep going, and there's a light. There's gonna be a light at the end of it.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
whatever that is to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's different to everybody. Like for some people, like the goal might be to like get married or like have a kid or like get that job or like whatever it is. Just make it happen, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what? There's a saying that I've been saying for the past few days, and it says tough trials are necessary to establish the truth.
Right. Yeah, I fuck with that. It's true.
I've been saying that. And
character.
It's like,
builds character.
And I'm like, and I like that. Yeah. I like that. I keep on. I think it's gonna stay with me in terms of whatever happens. You know, tough trials are necessary.
Yeah, 100%. That's life, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking pick up or leave.
Yeah.
Every day, when we get out of bed and shit, we gotta deal with stuff whether we want to or not. It's all outlook.
So, what makes you happy, man?
What makes me happy?
Yeah.
Shit. Just doing like what I want. I'm gonna have a fantastic day today. I know that. I'm working with Bowsy later. We got a guy named A. Walker coming over who's we know him from high school.
Okay.
And like he worked with Houdini and he's worked with a lot of different artists and shit too. And like seeing him come up has been like awesome. Like from just YouTube and shit. To like where he's at now. So like, yeah, I'm just excited to like work on music later and chill out. Like I'm probably gonna mix down this song that I just did with Rajan. He's another really sick rapper. He's from Brampton actually.
Yeah.
He's been on like Hot 97 and like a lot of different playlists and stuff. He's worked with Eastbound. I don't know if you know Eastbound.
I know Eastbound. Brampton. Yeah. They're both Brampton.
Yeah. So I'm probably just gonna work on music today. It's gonna be a great day. Yeah. Just promote and like see how the visual's doing. Just really push the video. Go watch the Hydrate video on 6Buzz.
Hydrate video out now.
LOFSKY. Run that shit up. It's vibes.
Out now.
By
the time you're seeing it, it's been out. But.
Yeah, it's been out, exactly. yeah. Facts. I'm glad you added that. I think that's gonna be really cool too. Like I'm even was thinking on the way over here. Like I'm excited by the time this interview comes out to see like what's changed since the interview. Yeah. You know, like that's gonna be dope. I don't know. There's just a lot of different music coming and moves that are gonna be made. So yeah, just amped. It's work. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm glad I got this conversation.
Me too, bro. Man. It's been a good time.
It's been a good vibe, man.
100%.
So I feel like I got a lot, man. I feel like I got a lot about you, and I feel like I like that convo.
Sick.
You know, I want to say this, right?
Yeah.
Besides like just working, what are like the small pleasures in life that Lofsky has? Like, do you like apple pie on like a Sunday morning?
Like fucking.
Like besides working, I know.
Besides like music and shit.
Because when you work,
yeah.
As a man, I keep on saying as a man, but maybe other people do. But as a man, you enjoy putting in some daily labor, knowing that you could come back home and be rewarded.
Right.
But I know that this right here, what I'm doing, I could do this all day and I could be happy.
Right.
But if I wasn't doing this today,
right.
You know, what would those simple pleasures be that, you know?
Man, just like eating a lot of food that's like unhealthy for me. Damn. I love like eating out. I love eating food. Yeah. So like just like eating, I'm always like snacking all day. I don't know how, like I'm blessed with my metabolism right now. I should be fat as fuck. Yeah. Cause like I work from home too. I work for an audiobook company and I literally just sit down all day. Like I'm always fucking sitting down. So I don't know how I'm not fat, but shout out my metabolism.
Shout out to metabolism.
You know, so like I'm like eating. I love just like hanging out with people. And having different conversations and shit with friends. I love spending time with family. Yeah, man, like just simple shit. I like watching comedy, movies, taking in other music and stuff, getting inspiration, buying shit. I'm always looking at clothes, always like trying to finesse and make money and stuff like that. And yeah, but I think like happiness, at the end of the day, like it comes like inside. You know, okay. Nothing external is like gonna like bring me like long term like happiness. I feel like happiness is more like gratitude and shit like that. Yeah. It's like a deeper thing, you know. Yeah. Being like satisfied, you know. Yeah.
I have a tattoo that says "happiness in heaven," and I got that when I was 17.
What does that mean?
I'm about to say right now.
Yeah.
I was saying no matter if I was never happy on earth, you know, when I pass on, you know, I'll be happy in heaven because I remember reading in the Bible that internal happiness is within heaven, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm never happy here on this plane, I'll be happy somewhere else.
Right on. That's cool. I like that. I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen when I'm dead, but like I'm just here for the ride. I'm down to, experience that. When I experience it, I don't want to rush it. I want to try to soak up life.
Yeah.
Get as much as I can. Who knows how long we're gonna be here? So I just want to like, just fucking live, bro.
Also true. I like to say life is long. That's my thing. It's like I like to.
I want to get my money's worth, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. You believe in like past lives and shit?
Nah.
Maybe? Nah, you're not about that?
Nah.
Who knows? But like, I'm open to that shit, or if there's lives after. I really hope I don't come back as like a fucking like dragonfly or like an octopus or some bullshit.
Fuck, man.
I don't want reincarnation. I feel like that's like hell.
Yeah.
This is like my theory. I think that like Earth is like hell, and like it's all like a test to see like what's good after.
Yeah.
Because like there's limits, and like a lot of bad shit happens here, and everything that's bad that happens here is like man-made, but we don't even realize it, and we don't take credit for it. It's crazy.
I mean, I'm one of the more optimistic person about the world that we live in.
Yeah, that's good.
I like to say that, there's a lot of fucked up shit that happens.
There's a lot of
in the
good
world.
things too.
There's a lot of, I want to say there might be more good than there is bad. And I
hope that's true.
Yeah. And I
hope that's true.
And I would like to say that someone could walk this earth in more places without being harmed than they think they would be. You know,
that's probably true.
Yeah, so I look at this like, man, this is God body right here. This is my turf.
Right.
You know, I don't say that as like dictator type of turf. This is my turf. Like, why can't I walk here without being harmed?
As a human being.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a saying that I remember hearing on Tiny Chat. I was on Tiny Chat like back in the day.
Okay.
The dude said, everywhere is like everywhere. And by simple of it, that's just like, the same thing that's going to get you caught up here is probably going to get you caught up somewhere else.
Yeah, facts. There's always going to be bullshit anyway. Yeah. Doesn't matter how nice or how not nice. Yeah, facts.
That's what I look at. So it's like,
sure.
I could be out here in, Toronto area. Yeah. I could go to LA, be out there, go to Atlanta. I could go to, London, South Africa, East Asia, South Asia. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same body. I probably come back every time safe.
Right.
Yeah, facts. Probably like an odd time I might, something might happen, but like I don't even think about that, Rare. And I try to have like, enough street smarts to, guide me through my life to know that I could pick up on certain things, That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, man. Lofsky.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I appreciate the conversation with you.
Glad I came through, bro. This is fun.
Anything else you'd like to share with the people?
Song with Driver 95. And produced by Runway the Catwalker, who used to be Tyson Osh. Yeah. That's coming out, I think, October 9th. We're probably going to put the visual out October 11th. Yeah. Bowsy's song 41 that I produced is coming out on the 30th of September. That like all this shit's going to be out by the time you see it, but I'm just telling you now, so when you pre it afterwards. His EP, Fragile, is coming out on Halloween, and then we're doing a joint EP in November. And I got a song with Rajan coming out then. We've also, Castro Guapo from Come Down. Yeah. We just need to get the vocals back for a song, but that's coming. And, and other moves are being made every day.
There we go.
We up soon. Get on the wave now, bro. Yeah. Get on the wave now.
Get on the wave now, man.
Yeah. Follow Lofsky on Instagram. Follow Bowsy on Instagram. See what we doing. Hit us up. If you want to work with me, need beats, engineering, features, whatever, want to talk, hit me up.
Here we go, man. This is Please Say More with your host, Apollo P. And that was Lofsky, man, my illustrious guest. Learned about from ups and downs, the triumphs of Lofsky, all right?
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
There we go, man.
Right on.
Catch you next episode.
Easy.